We
Yeah.
are onto the custody of Angus McDonald.
Hell yeah.
I make a shitty
And I
tower.
think
Background
I
chat.
think
Sorry,
all
JoJo's
of
here.
the yeah, I think all of the voices actually are ones you do. Merle, I think you were doing Merle, right?
Yeah. There's I know I was
It's
doing.
Merle, Taako, and Angus. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's all. Everybody I do.
All right, well, I'm narrating then.
Okay.
Simple.
All right. So this is a post Adventure Zone balance. I guess I'm gonna call it a fix it fake in the sense that it locates and creates a problem and then attempts to solve it.
Right.
Which is who the fuck takes care of Angus after the Adventure Zone balance? Because like Lucretia's cool, but she's
Mhm.
not a mom. Lucretia
No.
Lucretia Handshake Kanaya gets diagnosed with mom with while being a whole ass person, with other shit to
Mm.
do. Uh, but anyway, basically, Taako is engaged in an incredible legal battle with the aunts that or some OC aunts that this author has made up that they've given to Angus, and no people weren't taking Taako seriously, that he really did intend to adopt Angus, but people are starting to come around to the idea that Taako may actually want some responsibility.
Yeah.
Aunt arc. I mean, Angus is staying with Angus's blood aunt. I think right now he's staying with Magnus, so we have not entered that bit yet. Actually, we're on chapter
Yeah,
93.
that's correct. Yeah, we've got a lot to go. It is finished fix, so we'll get through it eventually.
Yeah. Okay, so in the summary, Angus eats something he shouldn't. Merle puts a little faith in Taco. We have warning for mentions of non-lethal poison in this chapter. Nothing's explicit, nobody dies, but there's a lot of emotional problems that come with it. The worst of it stops after the cutoff line, but this is an event that will be referenced and spoken about throughout the rest of the fic. It's pretty tame and probably making it sound a lot scarier than it actually is. Best to put too many warnings than too few. So if anybody's sensitive to
Hmm.
poison, even non-lethal poison, that's something that's gonna hang around for the rest of the fic.
Yeah. Alrighty, let me know when you're ready and I'll take it away.
Okie dokie.
Emetic poison is used to induce vomiting in patients that have consumed more dangerous substances. Emetics can be found in substances that aren't meant to be digested by people, such as rat poison. There are many types, ranging from clinical, hospital-grade emetics to emetics found in wild plants. They are extremely useful in the medical field and have saved countless lives. It's still poison. He wasn't admitted to a hospital. Once it was clear Angus had swallowed an emetic on accident, all that was needed was a little bed rest and some questioning. Mr. McElroy and Magnus searched all of his things, trying to find the source. Magnus found it first. He was afraid to show Mr. McElroy the cookies Taako gave to Angus the day before. Oh, he was afraid to show Mr. McElroy the cookies Taako gave Angus the day before, mixed in with the powdered sugar. There was a search of Taako's apartment. Nothing that could be used as an emetic was found. He didn't usually top those cookies with powdered sugar either. Anybody who Taako cooked for knew that. At Angus's request, Mr. McElroy wrote it off as a freak accident. This was a special and famous case, so somebody must have poisoned the cookies during the meeting. Lots of people who would want to shake up this trial, so this wasn't a far-fetched idea. Angus was awfully fine with all this. Too fine. So fine, it was suspicious. He dealt with it as if it was a practice scenario, like something he would do nonchalantly after dinner. The moment it happened, Magnus swore he noticed a look on Angus's face. The face someone would make after accidentally going back on a previous bad habit. Like biting a nail or picking a scab. That, oh shit, I forgot I wasn't supposed to do that face. He didn't spend much time recovering, shrugged it off almost immediately, going back to practice his spells before bed. Maybe he knew more about the situation than anybody else did, but he didn't speak about it. Taako wasn't fine with all this. He only showed it in the first day when Mr. McElroy showed up at his door to inspect his apartment. At first, he was nervous. Was he checking to see if he childproofed the house? Or, oh, Maybe he should have hid the wine. Halfway through his inspection, the phrase, Angus McDonald was poisoned, left the social worker's lips, and Taako broke.
How? Did that pick up?
Yes, you're good.
Okay, sorry.
No worries.
Oh wait, fuck. Who's voicing Fantasy Clint
Who's-
McElroy? I guess me.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
It was the cookies you gave him.
There wasn't time to put on an act, to smile and pretend it didn't actually matter. The second the sound hit his ears, Taako vomited into the sink. He had to be told multiple times that no, he's not dead. It was an emetic. He's fine. He's resting. He's not dead. Mr. McElroy didn't bother asking too many questions. Taako was so sick after hearing the news. No way a person could fake that. After Mr. McElroy left, Barry and Loop tried their best to do damage control. Didn't work so well. Taako was still too stubborn to confide in his sister about this, and Barry wasn't sure what to say. The day after he heard about the poisonings were difficult. He tried very hard to act like it was fine because obviously it wasn't my fault. They said some random freak did it. But Barry heard sobbing in the bathroom, and Loop noticed he was meditating instead of sleeping. He refused to make Barry dinner, suggesting that they go out instead. He carried his low sodium salt shaker everywhere, bit his nails as if he waited to see if the food turned pink. It never did. He refused to speak to anyone about it. Any attempts at coaxing a conversation out of him were met with disinterested non-answers. It didn't matter who it was. No difference in his answers. He addressed everyone the same, no matter if it was Loop or Kravitz, or even if fucking Zed came out of his hellhole to visit. Didn't even have the energy to lash out. Except once, to Loop, who went a little too far one day trying to get information out of him. Angus called, a few times. Taako didn't answer. He didn't have the right to.
You cooking in here?
Taako almost dropped another bowl, turning his head to see who was at the door. Merle. What was he doing here?
Nope, just cleaning.
Taako said, which was bullshit, because he never cleaned a damn thing without being bribed or threatened. Merle chuckled.
Shame. I thought I was getting something out of coming over.
A crashing sound came from the other room, and a yell from Barry. Mavis's voice called out her brother's name, and Taako couldn't help but laugh at the image of Mookie tackling someone 3 times his size.
You brought your kids? Great, I've got some extra.
Taako reached towards a pastry box, just as overfilled as the one he gave Angus. He caught himself and shook his head.
Actually, never mind.
There it is.
Mind if we have a little chat?
Merle asked, edging himself up onto a bar stool. Taako stopped. He knew what this was.
I do mind. Leave it be.
Merle started almost dismissively.
Come on. No!
This was not a new Tacoism. He had always gone on the defensive, but he used to only do this when asked about life before IPRE. Did it a couple of times before being asked about his traveling show. Now, he did it at the drop of a hat. Fortunately, Merle had 100 years of experience with this cagey bastard.
Do you mind if I say a few things? Not directed at you, just thinking out loud.
Taako groaned, slapping a dish towel onto the counter.
As long as it doesn't have anything to do with me.
Merle paused for a long, dramatic moment. He coughed.
I was a shitty dad for... I said I don't want to talk about it.
Taako pressed the towel to his face, gripping it tightly.
I didn't say anything about you.
Merle snapped back, pounding on the counter.
You might as well have.
Taako threw the towel at him.
I know when you're pulling advice from your life to apply to mine, and I'm not a dad. Let's get that squared away.
With a huff, Merle picked up the towel.
You're trying to be. You applied for custody of the Wonder Brat.
His heart felt like it was about to explode.
Yeah, and I guess you don't believe me either.
Taako said, some of the edge leaving his voice. Merle looked at Taako like he was speaking a different language. What was that supposed to mean?
Why wouldn't I believe you? It's not what I normally do.
Taako gripped his arms, forcing them to stop shaking.
It's not. I don't know. I don't seem serious enough? Something about changing too much the past 10 years? Take your fucking pick, because everyone else seems to have a reason not to believe me. Taako, do I look like the type to have kids? No, you're fucking gross.
Merle stuck out his tongue.
And yet, I do. There aren't any prerequisites for loving your kids, kid. He's not mine. You want him to be.
Taco's tongue caught in his throat.
Hey, I can't blame you. You're both crazy brats. I think it fits.
Merle said, laughing. A moment of silence. A thought wormed itself into Taco's brain. He spoke up, softly.
You believe me? You wouldn't be working so hard if you weren't serious about this.
Out of nowhere, Taako was laughing hysterically. Merle joined in too, nervous, until he noticed that Taco's laughter was evolving into a hard sob. He got down from his seat, tugged at Taco's cape until he knelt down to eye level.
Hey, where's all this coming from? Angus was poisoned.
He said, voice muffled.
I heard.
Merle patted him on the back.
He's doing alright, you know. That doesn't matter. I didn't do it. I know I didn't. I know who did.
Taako hiccuped, his voice dominated by tears. He couldn't stop.
But I can't believe this is happening again. It shouldn't, right? Again? Glamour Springs, Merle, catch up.
He wiped his face off with his sleeve.
The shit I got tempted with in the chalice, come on. You didn't tell me anything about the chalice, dumbass.
Taako groaned. This wasn't the time to talk about this again.
Fantasy Cliff Notes version. I was framed for a poisoning stunt and 40?
Merle stopped him.
I don't need to hear it. Water under the bridge, right? Why are you bringing that up? Tate, hush. Because, fuck, Merle, I thought that part of my life was over.
Taako turned frantic, rambling on.
I mean, the chalice told me it wasn't my fault, and it sure fucking wasn't. But shit like this isn't supposed to happen twice. If it happens twice, fuck, that makes it my fault now. It doesn't matter who did it. The fact is I wasn't paying enough attention. Before, it was a freak accident, but now it's a problem? People are using my cooking as a vessel to hurt other people. And I should have noticed. I should have caught it before it happened. Angus warned me. I knew it could have happened. I should have told him to keep the cookies close just in case.
With a stiff pat on the back, Merle said,
Yeah, you should have. But hey, you're not going to be perfect on the first try. Or the second time. Or ever, really.
He laughed.
The best you can do is know when to apologize and pick up after a fall. Because your kids are always watching to see how you react.
In a barely audible voice, Taako asked,
What if he hates me now? That kid? I'm not even sure he's capable.
Merle frowned.
This isn't the time to be moping around. The longer you wait, the worse it'll get.
Taako shot up to his feet, wiping the rest of the tears from his face.
Fuck. I need to call Angus. That's what I'm talking about.
Merle clapped his hands together.
I'm taking the kids out to eat. Do you want to come with us after you're done with your call? I haven't really been eating. Barry said that.
Merle walked to the door, scowling.
And that wasn't as much of a question as it was a command. Yeah.
He said, calming back down.
How long are you in Goldcliff for? A couple weeks. Thought it would be a good vacation. Mavis has been obsessed with that damn tree since the end of the hunger.
Taako snorted, shaking his head.
Hilarious. So have I. Hey, Taako? Janaya?
Merle asked on his way out.
I...
Did that not pick me up? Oh, no.
Okay, I got you that time. I think there might be a delay. I still don't know what's going on in your head, but... don't forget to ask for help. Also, I bet money that this wasn't your fault. Bullshit! Get out of my kitchen!
Is what Taako said, but the warm tone of his voice and his smile said otherwise. He waited until Merle left the room before pulling his stone of far speech out. He hesitated. Was it really okay to just call Angus like this? He didn't have a lot of time to think, because soon enough he heard a tiny voice coming from the stone.
Angus. You answered!
Angus's voice was as chipper as ever. Didn't sound like the kid that had been poisoned earlier in the week.
Yeah, listen. I should have known it was the powdered sugar. Violet's always pulling that shit.
He said, stammering on the last word.
Don't worry, I put the recording necklace out of range. Language, Angus.
Taako tried to say, but he burst out laughing.
Actually, never mind, that was badass. I'm sorry, I know that scared you. The poisoning, I mean, I should have known you don't normally use powdered sugar. I know Violet did that too. Well, I think she's trying to get you to drop out, and I understand if you do, because I know that's not something you want to remember. Bullshit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He tried not to show how terrified he was in his voice, but it wavered and cracked a couple times.
I'm supposed to be protecting you. That's what I signed up for. I can't drop out because of some shitty thing like this, because that means Violet wins and you get the shitty hand-around childhood that... Well, nobody deserves that shit. You don't have to apologize, sir. Angus, I do. Because it's my responsibility, alright? I don't give a shit about how much of a genius you are. You don't have enough life experience to know how to avoid this sort of shit. I do. I've got to... I'm the adult, is what I'm trying to say.
Angus tried to speak up, but Taako spoke over him.
I don't want you to ever feel like you're not safe under my roof or eating my food. Even if it makes me sick to my stomach to think about you getting poisoned, I just can't... Fuck, I can't just leave. Taako's taking the blame. You still didn't do it.
Angus said.
I'll accept your apology, because I feel like you'd freeze me to death if I don't. But in situations like this, I think the blame goes directly to the person that did the actual poisoning. Damn you, I'm trying to be the bigger person here, and you're upstaging me.
He smiled. What a good kid.
Are you feeling alright? Better after, hearing you're okay.
Angus was quiet on the other end until...
I was afraid you would drop out. You'll have to do better to get rid of me, Agnes.
Laughter on the other end.
Magnus is calling me over. I'll talk to you later, sir. I love you. Bye.
Angus's voice clicked out before Taako could finish. Yay.
Very
Nice.
cute.
God.
Hey, Anna's back.
Anna's back.
I have returned.
You have returned.
You have returned.
All right.
Just in time, too.